Welcome in, beautiful souls. I have a message here that is really for everyone. So I believe that our guides are trying to work on merging. I did a reading. I'm going to just repeat this again because I did a reading, I don't know, if a month or so ago. I don't know. I don't remember. And it was about having our higher self, like merging with our higher selves. And so they were talking about that then, and now I think they're in the process of actually making that happen. So they need our cooperation for that. And there's still some, I don't know if we have some wounds that still need to be cleared out, or, some forgiveness that needs to take place here. I'm not really sure. So we're going to get right into this. They had me pull out some cards here, and this is what's come out so far. So I want to just get right into it. Now, this deck here, I wanted to use this, and I just finished another reading, and I wanted to use this deck, and they said, no, save this for this reading. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it says on the bottom, Lunar Initiation. And I'm going to tell you that I remember doing a reading there, I don't know if it was a week or two ago, and this card came out, and I was just like, oh, you want that card? And they said, no, that's going to be for another reading. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm wondering if it's going to be for this reading. So having some sort of clarification here is going to help. So I'm going to start with this deck here first, and we're going to just pull a card out here and see what the information they want us to know. Okay, Spirit, I'm ready when you are. This one here. The Spiral Crucible, number 11. They're showing a lot of number 11s. So you could be seeing a lot of ones in any series. Also, they showed me 2 8s when I was getting this set up. And then 2 cards came out with 8-8. Now, 8-8 has a lot to do with manifesting future universes. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what this card is. Orion. Number 10. This is interesting. See how Orion is, I don't know if you can see this or not. But it has like all these like little dashes that go to each one that is illuminated with these rings of light. How it's all like interconnected. Orion holds many species, galactic species too. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. I'm not sure what the message is with that. So we're just going to move on here. So they brought out the travel. The travel card, this talks about inner and outer journeys and like big shifts. It also has to do with like the frequency and like the belief in yourself, and also your intention, and finding a peaceful solution by connecting with your higher self. And then we have like the ether here, a seamless, unspeakable. So I think this is like, it's really talking a lot about how going into the ethers and connecting to your higher self in a way that, because they were showing me a card before I started this. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, Starseer. So it's like they want you to be able to see into the future, like see into the future. Yeah. Also like this unicorn here with this glowing, it gives me that it's like the third eye here. And I remember doing a meditation a couple years ago, and it was pretty interesting. It was there was like 2 unicorns, and they were white, and they come from both sides, and they put their unicorn horns together, and it lit like this big ball of light. And then they turned to me with the two horns still connected, and they touched my third eye and held it there. And ever since then, my third eye does all kinds of like it pulsates and it like vibrates. It's just like I always know when I'm like tapping in, because it, even if I'm in a meditation, I'll feel it like, coming forth and starting to, it's like initiating. Yeah. Okay, so then we have the number 8, which is essences and energies. And then it comes right out, of course, on life force energy here. So the essence and energies here with this whale, and behind it, it has the Metatron. Well, it actually has the flower of life. And I can see like little astral beings of different colors. And hold on, I don't know what's up with my dogs today. Their energy is like really high or something, and I don't know, it has them all acting weird. Come on. Here. That's a girl. Good girl. So, there's a lot of something about the colors too. I'm not really sure what the color, because all these colors seem very like these cards and then this card. It's almost like I'm getting this like pulsating expansion going on. Okay, maybe that's what's in the energies. Maybe that's why the animals seem unsettled, because they don't recognize the energies. Okay, so the essence and energies, this is like attuning to those subtle energies, right? It's about the balance. Frequency holders. So you guys could be like really strong frequency holders. And it's about having like, like very unique gifts, first off, because this card also is about having like the energies that you could be like connecting with. Oh, I just realized that there were 2 whales here, a smaller one and a bigger one. Yeah, because you're going from your smaller self to a higher self here. Like crystals and plants and animals could be like your signature energy. Also, this is also like with the whales, it's about bringing in healing through like the balancing of these energies. So you're probably a very strong empath, and natural grounding from the things around you, like crystals and the animals and the plants, and because we have the ether here, and this keeps, every time I look at it, it's almost like I'm getting like this pulsating of energy coming from it, the life force energy. Oh, I just noticed these have dolphins too. Dolphins chatter is very interesting too. See that they're showing here a lot of water in this card. And water in this one. Oh, and there's water in this card too. Okay, so this is this card here has a lot to do with Ho'oponopono, and that is really about forgiveness, right? And receiving that forgiveness. Allowing the forgiveness to see the bigger picture, to trust, and to open to the healing, and letting go of the hurts. Allowing yourself to receive the Ho'oponopono. And this also has to do with, so that the love of your higher self can come through to illuminate the world. And this could be coming through as an ascended guides, wounded healers, shamans, elders, ancestors, yeah. You know, and I see how, like, there's so many butterflies all over her, and this is about, you know, creating all these transformations, like going through the chrysalis, you know what I mean? Being in the cocoon of healing. You know, and the water has a lot to do. You know, and I see how, like, in this card here, there's this ladder, and then, you know, the person is climbing the ladder. So it's just one healing at a time, one release of a trauma at a time. You know, it's all about the healing one at a time. Because you're a star seer here. You got another 10. So, yeah, I think there's something here about the third eye, because they keep showing me the eyes, but they're only showing me one, and they keep pointing me to this horn. So with this purity card here, yeah, purity is the key, right? So it's to open your spiritual eye through eyes, I guess, through authentic way of being, and like your integrity, and allowing the guidance. So, you know, being able to stay grounded and magical. The water here is really, it's a symbolic thing about cleansing oneself, letting go of the beliefs that distort your perception. Because what's distorting your perception is, it comes all back to the traumas, to the forgiveness. Seeing things from a different perspective. It's a delicate balance. I don't know what this card is here. They're going to have me read it. I'm going to pull out another one though. Let me just pull out another card here. Let's see. 32 on the bottom. That's another 10 if you go from 32 to 42. All the steps on the rung. On the rungs here. To your higher self. This is all about merging with your higher self, this reading here. But there's something still preventing. We have 15. Then we have 24. You notice how there's 42 and then there's 24 here? What you're putting out is being reflected back to you. You know, being an empath, you have to be careful, because you could be absorbing a lot of things that are not even yours. I'm going to read this 42 here and see what they want to say. There we go. "42. Light body guide. Lately you may have noticed something strange, some strange things happening within you. Your light body is moving into a higher vibration, and as this shift occurs, you may not feel like your normal self. This guide has come to let you know that being absent-minded, forgetful, unclear in your thinking, and feeling heart palpitations and other strange sensations is perfectly normal during this time. Light body guide encourages you to drink lots of water and get plenty of rest. The butterfly over his heart is a symbolic for you to contemplate. He is here to reassure you that you'll be back to feeling normal very soon." There's a butterfly over this. See, I don't see, when I'm doing these readings, I don't see it until after I'm seeing it on the computer. When I get, it's like I get a different perspective, Funny Spirit. I don't see a butterfly, but no, I don't see a butterfly here. Oh, maybe it's that one in the very teeny tiny little itsy bitsy little one there. Oh, yeah, I see it now. It's a little teeny weeny, itty bitty. What is that song? Itty bitty, teeny weeny, polka dot bikini or something? Oh my god, why is that even coming up? That's crazy. Okay, 15. Dragon Guide, no kidding. See, I always find that the dragons and the unicorns come out together. So, because this is your dragon. This is a dragon guide too. This is your dragon guide right here. So you have another dragon guide. Well, that's cool. So dragon guide is here to help you take a stand in your life. Others may have strong opinions about what you should be doing or how you should be doing it. It could also be that others are interfering when they should not be. Dragon has come to help you stand firm for what you believe is right, even if that means breathing a little fire to get your point across. Don't worry, it will be okay. Dragon is here to help you claim your power and your right to live your life as you see best. Okay, what's number 24? Divine Feminine. This card asks you to begin operating more from a feminine flow of energy, whether you are male or female. It asks you to allow your power to flow from within, instead of using force. Be mindful of using a gentle approach to people and situations. But that's weird because they just said, like, using your fire and, like, instead of being forceful. I suppose, though, you can stand your ground without being forceful, right? I just heard, this is this and that is that. So you're just drawing the line in the sand, just laying it out in a gentle, peaceful way. Yeah, I suppose that's possible. That's absolutely possible. I mean, not everyone's going to receive it that way, but you can deliver it that way. Okay. Be mindful of using a gentle approach to people and situations. The role of a nurturer and healer is important for you, and these gifts will blossom when you allow them to naturally emanate from you. Focus on your relationships with the people you interact with. You will find that more will be accomplished while creating peace and harmony for all involved. Yeah. But be firm, like, don't be afraid to, like, stand your ground, I guess is what this one's, and then this one is like, but do it in a gentle, loving way. So then they can't turn it around on you and be like, oh, well, you were like this and you were like that. With this shower. Oh, another 24. Oh, 24 and 24. And, oh, look, she's got a unicorn. And, oh, look at that. And the unicorn horn is, like, lit up here, too. Yeah, they want to bring you into abundance. Bringing you into your higher self is going to probably put you on the path to more abundance. Shower of blessings. Open yourself to receive so you can pay it forward. Look, oneness. Absolutely. See, he's got his horn again, lighten it up. Number 42. Isn't that funny? So we have 24 and 42. That's very interesting, Spirit. Look for the common humanity, invoking Lemurian light. Hold on, I'm going to grab my book here. Because we have 8-8. That's all about abundance. But 6-6, I think, could be that you're thinking too much about material things. Because if you have 42, it breaks down to a 6. 24 breaks down, and then you have that. Or, oh, maybe they want... Okay, hold on. They don't want the 6-6. Oh, here. Okay, yeah, they do. So when you're burdened by worry, stress, or fear, it's more difficult to hear your angels' loving help. This is a message for you to spend time in prayer and meditation. Ask for spiritual intervention and open your arms to receive the help that always follows prayers. Okay, I'm going to look up number 24 and 42. too, because I just feel really guided to. So number 24, additional angels are surrounding you right now, helping you to stay optimistic no matter what is going on around you. The angels know the magical power of faith, and they're releasing any negative thoughts and emotions emotions to give you a clear path for the manifestation of your dreams. No kidding, because this is like about the forgiveness. So you're going through a lot of transformations. You're going through, I mean, look at all these butterflies. My gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 2 are like see-through. Two are see-through. Okay, now let me check number 42. So you're going through a lot of purging right now. And a lot of, the angels are urging you to keep the faith. It's number 42. Okay. So that's what they want to do. They want to bring you these blessings with the abundance. Yeah, spiritual warrior right underneath. Another 37. Did I see another? Oh my God, Orion's 37. Spiritual warrior, show you are a wise leader, command the universe. No kidding. Okay, so freedom of truth, communicate honestly, and be who you truly are. Yeah. Okay, so there's something here at number 37 too. My gosh, my third eye is buzzing like crazy here. Well, pulsating, whatever, same thing to me. 37. You are on the right path, and the Ascended Masters are encouraging and helping you along the way. You know, calling your unicorn. So you can use the dragons and the unicorns to help you. You can actually ask this unicorn to put his horn on your third eye. No kidding. Remember I was talking about with the forgiveness, like to, you know, like be more, like go through the forgiveness so that the love of your higher self can come through to illuminate the world. And then it comes out here with Cosmic Diamond, spread hope and joy, illuminate the world. Yeah, it's going to bring in new opportunities for you. Declutter your life, glimpse a magical doorway. You know, they're showing a lot about these rainbows too, because they're showing me like the feathers on this. Well, it's like a Pegasus unicorn. Whoa, I just tried to split it and it came out this way here. Look, and they were talking about the animals. Number 31, Cosmic Emerald. Yeah, and they were talking about like the crystals and the animals could be helped to, in the healing, or you're receiving energies from them, which is help like healing through the balance of these energies because you're an empath. Create perfect health, access divine abundance. Yeah, because the eights are all about abundance. Rose gold pool. Look at that underneath that. It's creative solutions, think outside the box, view things from a higher perspective. Yeah, I was just talking about that. You know, the other thing too is that right underneath this card here is number 41, Law of Grace. Be your divine essence, dissolve all in grace. You know, they're just talking about the cosmic heart. Oh. Rose gold cosmic pool. Why did I say cosmic heart? Bathe in the cosmic love. Soak up wisdom. You know, they want you to see something from a higher perspective here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, and they're even talking about this ascension lift. Look. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. Refreshing oasis. Nurture yourself. Gather your strength. Okay. So, going through all this healing process and purging all of these energies, seeing things from a whole higher perspective, this is to bring you into your higher self. This is very interesting here, what they're doing. Okay, so you want both of these here. So you need to go through this gathering your strength before they can do it. But so you could be in a period right now where you know, like all these things are going on. Like that's why they came out here with this card here, your light body, because with all of this, and then the light body's right next to it. So you could be going through like so much purging of your light body. So the resting could be very, very important right now, because that's what's going to help them be able to ascend you into your higher self, right? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's absolutely what's going on. All right. Let's see what else. Let's put this aside here. Another 11. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. So these stars. Okay, let's pull out a couple cards here and see what they want here. It could be like a really confusing time right now, not knowing like what's all going on, and today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. See this rainbow? The giraffe, this is all about the perspective. Seeing things from a different way. Listen, your inner child has something to say. Yeah, I didn't say that in the beginning, but I think there's something here about clearing up from your inner child. Thanks, Spirit. I did forget about that. So today is the day. It's okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based on the truth. Yeah, I think you're going through a lot of stuff here. Let's see what's going on here. Speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself. You know, there's butterflies here too in these cards too. It's time to celebrate. No, these are like fairies with butterfly wings. This is a completely different deck. I don't know what that animal is there. Let me take a look. Let me see what that animal is. I think it's a tiger. It is. It's a tiger. It's a tiger and it has wings on it. It's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today. That's to raise the vibration. Today is the day. Your inner child has something to say. Okay, let's see what this inner child wants to say. I also want to look up number 8A, because I know it's about manifestation, but they keep bringing up the 8s in my mind's eye, so let me just get rid of that first. So 8-8. This is a very auspicious and favorable sign about your finances. Your actions, prayers, visualizations, and manifestation work have resulted in a large inflow of abundance. Open your arms and receive. And then I notice that it comes out here with the shower of blessings. Open yourself to receive. Pay it forward. All right, so this one here, what do they want you to do? Book is running away. 25. Oh, let go of the past. I open it right to let go of the past. Okay, listen. It says, your inner child is comprised of the many different aspects of childhood we experience growing up. There is 1-year-old inner child, a 10-year-old, and an 18-year-old, and an inner child for every age in between. At various times in our lives, different aspects of our inner child will need to be heard. This card indicates that an aspect of your inner child, one you may have not met with yet, has a message for you. So they're saying here, there's an awareness exercise. So they're saying that you can connect with each new piece of you through inner visualization. See, and this is the thing. If you don't connect with all these inner children, you cannot go to your higher self. You can't ascend into the higher self. You have to address everything and bring everything to the current and then move on, right? So try to open to what your inner child has to say. Oh, hold on. A piece of your inner visualization, responsive journaling, play, or intuitive art. Try to be open to what your inner child has to say. Many times in life, we repress aspects of our inner selves in a bid for safety. When events occur in our childhood that we cannot manage to understand, they can become suppressed aspects of ourselves. Because of this, our inner child might bring unprocessed events and memories for us to work through as an adult. If this occurs, be gentle with yourself and have patience. These memories and events will most likely be sensitive in nature because of how long your inner child has carried the pain of that moment. Give yourself plenty of time to sit with whatever comes up, setting aside the practice of processing these old memories. If it becomes too overwhelming, or seek professional help if needed. So there's a responsive journaling prompt here that says, is there an aspect of your inner child that you do not wish to meet? Is there a way to create space for that aspect to come forward today? All right. Okay. What else here? Okay. I want a couple of these. Look at that. The tear. Yeah. The tears that you shed. The storms in your life. Yeah. But the tears, you know, that it's a lot of, yeah, look, the internal child. They're back at that internal child again. So the tears are actually like a cleansing. Yeah. The seed. The warrior. Absolutely, Spirit. You know, this is shedding all those inner child wounds and, you know, shedding all the storms that you've been through. Like the tears are actually very cleansing, because just like they spoke about the water cleansing, it's the same thing. Yeah, you're on the threshold. And the riddle here. The riddle, yeah. The crone, that's an elder. The star-born. Yeah, didn't they say that you were a star seer? You were born from the stars. You're just participating here on the earth. So they're trying to crack you open. See this egg all cracked in all these different directions? You know, see, this has a lot to do like with being in like the chrysalis, right? This is the egg that, you know, you're on the threshold of emerging a new person. Yeah, being the queen or the king. Oh, look, I suppose a shaman. Just like I was talking about the shaman earlier. Yeah, or the elder, which is the crone. You know, she has this pendant too, right? This is the pendant of well, split on queen again. Wow, spirit. Yeah, the mask that we hide behind. Again, you're like halfway through this. There's you're on the threshold here. Plant these seeds. Find a new perspective on things. It's on the bottom. Yeah, the Fool. Starting over. Like, well, there's really, it's a new beginning. And then you have like the Hanged Man. Yeah, this is like being stuck. This is what's causing you to be stuck and not able to ascend. See the hiding? And you have this leopard here playing about. Alright, so let's see what the dragon deck here wants to. Let's see what the tarot wants to. Oh my goodness, well, this is all about your dreams. The Page of Cups. See the reflection in the water. See the ripples. You know, this being the dreamer, dreaming of what you want. It's also about an unexpected like path. Has a lot to do with synchronicities and magic too. Look at that in the Page of Pentacles. So you have 2 pages here. You know, the Page of Pentacles also has to do with manifesting new opportunities. So you notice how you have the 2 pages here? You know, like this is you maturing. You know, you're not, yeah, you're still probably like in the teen type years, you know what I mean? You haven't grown into the knight or the queen or king, but you're on your way because you have 2 pages here. So you have the Page of Dreams, well, Page of Dreams, the Page of Cups, which is really about your dreams, and then this is about manifesting those dreams into fruition. Okay, so what else you want here, Spirit? A couple more cards here. Getting the worst glare on these cards here. Holy, that doesn't do anything. Okay, let's see. This inner child really needs some attention, though. And it's going to put you into, like, it's going to plant all these seeds. Again, this is like the Page of Pentacles, again, is like planting seeds too, right? Well, if you consider planting seeds, manifesting. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands. It's a lot of energy coming in. Like I said, the energies have been high. Something fast. You know, this could be like a really positive outcome, though, right? Okay, is there another card here? Oh, this one flew in the air. Okay, so what do you want here for the... Okay, that's too many. I'm not taking all those. Okay, let me try this here. I just split it. The 10 of Wands. Yeah, releasing all this. Like, see that all this weight on your back? It's time to let it go. It's time to just drop all that and let it go. Yeah, and look right behind it. You have the 9 of Pentacles. So, yeah. And you have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands here, see how he's like standing his ground here? Protecting yourself. Self-expression. Has a lot to do with grounding too. See, there's 2 little ones standing up for yourself. Standing up for your inner child. Look at this. It's a high priestess. The moon. This is all about the emotions. Subconscious. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, the warrior. The 9 of Pentacles. This peacock. Peacocks are all about your self-expression, being who you truly are. Not allowing, it's okay for people to misunderstand you because, not everyone's going to know who and what you are. Especially where you're like a star seer, an empath, a shaman, an ascended master reborn here, a wounded healer. Even though you could be younger, but it doesn't mean you don't have the energy of an elder, Is there a card here, Spirit? All negative feelings stem from the same source. When enough negative feelings have been relinquished, that source reveals itself. When that source itself is let go of and disidentified with, the ego dissolves. The source of suffering, therefore, loses the very basis of its power. The goal of letting go is the elimination of the very source of all suffering and pain. And I'll tell you that I see that see how they have all these wands here? The wands, all these wands, this, you could have like moments of anger flare-ups. And that's okay. Because just because you're having anger from the things that you're dealing with from the childhood, from the inner child, the eternal child, that's okay because, it has to be released. But I think that's where they were even saying, like, use your dragon, breathe that fire. But, if you have to speak to somebody, try to do it with gentleness and kindness at the same time. Like, don't do it. Don't, it's okay to be angry with the situation. Just don't lash out at people because then that just brings more, then you feel kind of guilty because you exploded on somebody like a volcano. You just like, spewed everything everywhere. And then, after you cool down and it's all like released from you, you then feel bad and guilty and then, oh, I shouldn't have done that and oh, I shouldn't have said that and you know what I mean? So then that creates more, negative emotions, right? Oh, this is the card, yeah, and then there's one underneath. So what one holds in mind tends to manifest. Yeah, so you have to be careful because if you're sitting in these old energies for too long, you're just going to like keep repeating, that's what you're going to draw towards you. So any thought which we consistently hold in mind and consistently give energy to will tend to come into our life according to the very form in which our mind has held it. So if you're like staying in this anger energy, then you're going to have people that are angry coming at you. You know what I mean? It's just going to bring more of that. Is there another one here? When you surrender to the process of aging is simply part of the human condition, you come to peace with it. You become more loving and appreciative to other people's love and care for you. The more loving you become, you see that everybody is trying to be helpful to you, and it is loving to allow them to be helpful to you. Generosity is the willingness to share your life with others as a gift to people to allow them to love you. I noticed they did show the Six of Pentacles here, the give, and that's about like the giving and receiving. Look, I split it back on the Fool card. So you have the Empress here. Oh, jeez, what's going on? You have the Empress here, the Fool card, and then this one didn't want to pick up. You have the High Priestess and the Empress and the Fool card. So this is, like starting over and accept your power. Like, yeah, there's Six of Pentacles there. I was just saying I split it on that. This is what they're talking about. This, the the giving and the receiving, like, having these awakenings in a positive way, because that's really what you're going through. You're going through an awakening. I split it on Three of Wands again. This is, again, you got to be careful about these emotions, especially the temper, because, you don't want to do it to the wrong person. You don't want to, that's not what your intention is. You know what I mean? But the Three of Wands here is like, you're moving in the right direction though. So this is good, right? So there is like progress here. This is also, the Three of Wands has a lot to do with energy manifested. So really be careful about your manifesting here, about, the energies you want. And then you have the Emperor. So you had the Empress come out, and now you have the Emperor. So balancing those two energies. Look, and I just keep splitting it on the Moon. Oh, splitting here again too. Well, I'll split again on the Fool. New beginnings. Okay, let's see what this Orion card is about here, and we'll find out. Sorry, Star. Knocking things over. The Oracle of Orion comes to you now to share specific teaching on the evolution of warrior consciousness. Look at that, and you have the warrior right there. And it's the only card that I didn't cover up. And you see its third eye too. Okay. The human interpretation of the warrior is often equated to that of the soldier, fighter, protector, defender. And look, you got right here, the defender. See this? I love that. Oh, goodness. Or even murderer. Ooh. Oh, we don't like that. In its unhealthiest form, warrior energy is summoned to take, destroy, or cause great pain and suffering without regard to consequence. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. We offer a revised interpretation of the archetype of warrior. This is a new way to apply warrior energy that will create a strong energetic container within which to house the clear embodiment of full recognition of your innate value and worth. A warrior, soldier, or protector is needed when a paradigm of lack, competition, mistrust, hierarchy, and greed is present. When there is nothing to protect because you are you're not mirrored in limitation and fear. When there is nothing to defend because you and your belongings are valued and honored. When there is nothing to take or conquer or suppress because everyone has everything they need and all life is revered as equal. Hold on a moment. Get the hummies. Then the old warrior becomes obsolete. Your society is on the verge of shifting into a new paradigm of consciousness that begins with understanding yourselves as sovereign beings of equal value and merit. From this vantage point, the warrior energy turns inward and reinvents itself. That's why you're going into the inner child and dealing with all of that, right? So that you'll have this, it'll be a refreshing oasis. Creative solutions, the law of grace. You know, the law of grace by the dragons, they tend to use the law of love. And it's what they call grace. Let's see here, sorry. From this vantage point, the warrior energy turns inward and reinvents itself. The warrior becomes the champion. In this new construct, the warrior qualities shift from aggression, intimidation, and being on the offensive to simply standing firm in your own authority, acting as head of state of your sovereign lands, your personal energy field, and being the champion of your inner landscape. Yeah, that's your mind, your emotions. This new paradigm, there is self-awareness, generosity, and recognition of fallibility. The warrior energy is about humble sovereignty and benevolence. Your intrinsic value and worth is neither more or less than anyone else's. The champion is able to rechannel the warrior energy, thereby creating a strong, solid, energetic foundation for your light body to support your divine expression in human form. A clear and distinct presence is a natural outcome of being clear about who you are. You know, and you notice in the very beginning too, they brought out the cards all about having, like, about your energetic energies and your subtle energies and your essence energies and the life force energies. So that's what these cards in the very beginning were all referring to. I love how they do this. Like, they bring out these and then they sum it all up with the last card. As humanity ascends in consciousness, old paradigms will fall and new structures and systems will be created that support equality and holistic values. Children will be raised with their worthiness affirmed from the moment of birth. When a society knows its history, understands its evolution, and consciously moves into higher frequency of awareness, each member of it, each of you, will know yourselves as creators and be completely responsible for your own life experience. When this full awareness is reached, you will be able to wholly embrace that you are worthy of love, pleasure, joy, fulfillment, and all good things that life has to offer. If you know your worth and value, there's nothing to fight, nothing to feel threatened by, nothing you feel you need to take, because you don't experience lack or feelings of being less than. This opens the way to an entirely new experience of freedom and abundance. Well, and they even brought up abundance a lot too. They brought it up with the dragon, like the very two cards in the beginning, and then they brought it up in this unicorn deck. In so many regards, you humans are your own worst enemy. Yeah, we are, aren't we? You stop yourselves from living your dream. You tell yourself you're not worthy, or it can't, or or can't do it. You degrade yourself and believe there isn't enough. You do not recognize the power you possess. These patterns of doubt, fear, and low self-esteem play out and contribute to great personal and planetary unrest. The new champion is here to help you rebuild your internal fortress so that you can stand proud and tall in your authentic power and divine light. For the new template of consciousness to seat in the collective, it must first seat in the individual. Call upon the new warrior energy of the champion to help you rebuild your internal structures. Establish a clear energy container founded in surety, and know your value as a unique expression of the divine. The sentient beings of Orion, my God, what's going on? Are here to serve you in this endeavor. They're kind of like talking to me a little bit, and I can hear their chatter. So, I'm trying to tell them, like, you got to stop because it interferes with me reading. So there's an incantation to the champion. It says, speak these words to help you upgrade the warrior template to the champion template. This incantation will facilitate the seeding of your higher frequency energies and allow you to shift your paradigm more gracefully. So I'm going to read it, but then I'll type it out and put it in the description box. Let's see here. Okay, it's not too bad. So I now lay down my fighting sword and generate a new accord. There is no need for war and strife. I choose to live a peaceful life. I am enough. I claim my value. My champion upholds my virtue. My warrior turns his focus inward. The next phase of his mission enters. He pledges to protect and honor the core of love round which is centers. He holds a space for me to blossom. I radiate light from every atom. Abundance and grace are my dominion. The world I live in values everyone. I stand in sovereign authority, where no one's worth is more than me. No more suppression, fear, and discord. Respect and dignity are restored. The entire world is awake and free. We walk in conscious equality. Wow, that was really beautiful. The more loving you become, you see that everybody is trying to be helpful to you. And I was wondering how, because it seemed like it didn't fit in with the reading, but now it completely fits in. And is loving to allow them to be helpful to you. Generosity is the willingness to share your life with others. It's a gift to people to allow them to love you. Wow, that's really beautiful. I almost want to cry. I can't wait until the world changes, and it just starts with us, really. And each person that does this and realizes that you're a very powerful being, and you don't need to have anger and resentment, and just find all that forgiveness and look within and heal the child, and like they said, become the warrior and then become the champion. It's really beautiful, Spirit. Thank you for this message, and I hope this has really been helpful to everyone, really. And yeah, I'm going to send you my love and light, and I'm going to bid you a good day. I hope this video finds you well. Bye, everyone.